Three, two, one.
Check it out.
Okay. So this one is being recorded. So just make sure everyone mutes themselves. If you want to speak, you can unmute yourself. And then of course we have our text section. You can ask questions in there or comments. And any updates for the server? We have now a section for crypto. So if anyone wants to get more into crypto and talking about that, you have your own chat right there. We're going to try to get we already have a couple people that are really good at the crypto, and they're going to start sharing different things in there. And we're going to try to get some more people. So we want to try to be a one-stop shop, basically. A lot of times you have options discords, and you have short squeeze discords, you have crypto discords. We want to kind of be a one-stop shop, somewhere where you can go and learn and grow and be successful together for everything, not just one thing or the other. Success is better with knowledge, and we have had people come in that only did short squeeze plays, and they learned options, and they're more successful at options. We have people who did options, came in, learned short squeeze plays, and they're more successful at the short squeeze. So it's kind of what all fits you and your lifestyle and the way you are trading. And so success comes with being together, in my opinion. And so we got that crypto chat going for y'all if anyone is interested. Other than that, I don't think we have any server updates. So if we want to go ahead and get started, Kron?
Yeah, I just posted 2 pics from Investopedia that sums up some of the things we are going to talk about today, because we are finally moving to the indicators, and this has taken quite a while since we followed the book. We are very orthodox when it comes to the book, because already back in our old chat, this is like in September or something, people started to ask, when are you going to cover indicators? And now we are finally there. So we very much look forward to that. We started a bit last week with a short introduction to indicators. And as many of you know, there are plenty. So today we are going to look at the moving averages, the MAs. And let's start. So indicators, as I said, there are plenty of them. And what indicators you should use is totally up to you. I think everyone in this chat has a different preference, different setup. But the golden rule is to avoid having too many indicators that more or less tell you the same thing. For example, there's no reason to have like 4 or 5 indicators that is going to show the trend. Because then, if you have 4 indicators telling you the same thing, you may get biased. It becomes very clear that, oh my god, now I need to buy, the trend is going up. And if it don't, too bad. So, for example, some people may use one trend indicator, one volatility indicator, and one momentum indicator. And a lot of the times, the indicators are not completely a trend indicator or completely a momentum. I mean, trend and momentum goes hand in hand, for example. But this class is really, or the classes to come to, it's really an each to his own. We just give you the tools. It's up to you if you want to use them. As I said on the last class, we had the option for beginner class. Some of you were there. I use the moving averages way too little, to be honest. And I know a lot of people use them all the time. So here is just one example. This is a trader using the Bollinger Bands. We have not covered the Bollinger Bands yet. And the RSI, we are going to talk more about RSI too in the upcoming classes. So very simplified. Very, very simplified. Some of you may shake your heads here, but just to keep it simple. This trader uses the RSI to keep track of the momentum, and the Bollinger Bands check if something is getting overbought or oversold. So together, the trader, at least in his opinion, gets a clear signal. If the Bollinger Bands, it's these blue lines. So if you see here, for example, in the middle, I don't know how well you can see my pointer. It shoots up above the Bollinger Band and the RSI goes high. So this trader thinks, okay, this is overbought. This is going to drop. And he gets inputs and yeah, was a fairly good idea. So that's just as an introductory example. But today we are not going to talk about Bollinger Bands or RSI. We are going to talk about the moving averages, the MAs. And it indicates an average price. If the moving average is set to 20, it shows the average price of the last 20 candlesticks. So that way we can quite easily see if something is considered expensive or cheap compared to the average price of that time frame. And the two most common is the SMA, the simple or the smoothed moving average, and the exponential moving average, the EMA. And the EMA moves faster than the SMA because it calculates a bit different. So as we can see here, the green line, the SMA, is a bit slower than the blue line, the EMA. They move quite similar, but not exactly the same. We see how the blue line drops quicker and it shoots up quicker than the simple moving average. And I noticed in chat, I think it was Brandon who said something that SMA was stupid moving average, but once again, this is each to his own. The book argues that the SMA can be better to use because it doesn't give false signals since it don't shoots up or down as quick. But I know a lot of people prefer the EMA, myself included. But it's another each to his own. And you can change your settings for the moving averages. We can stream if you want to see me do it in TradingView or something after the PowerPoint. And that's another thing. You can switch these to suit yourself. In general, day traders and swing traders use different settings for their moving averages. How far back do you want to go? And here comes some recommendations from the book. This is from the book, so don't kill me. Like the 9 or 10 moving average is good for day traders, like if you're on a 30-minute time frame or shorter. The 21 is seen as the universal, used by most traders, or 20. I mean, this is not exact science. Nothing is with technical analysis. The 50 MA is mainly used by swing trader, and it's also used quite a lot to identify support and resistance on longer frames. We are going to look at that on the next page. And the 100 and 200 are for the longer time frames. And at least when this book was published, it was usually the ones used in media when they talked about stocks to invest in and stuff. They usually show the 100 or 200 moving average. And as I said, the 50 EMA, and here I just took, I didn't try to cherry pick, I just took a 1-day chart. And this was on Microsoft, and you can see how the EMA acts both as support and resistance. at points here in the chart. Because here it's like a resistance line, and bam, it shoots up, and then it goes way above. And then when it goes down below the EMA, it goes down quite brutal there. So the EMAs can be used to identify support and resistance, but that's not their only use. Because we are going to cover the 5 moving average signals. So I'm going to pass the word along.
So 5 signals that the moving averages can give you is trend direction, golden cross, support and resistance, which we covered some already, distance from the MA, and momentum. So when we talk about MA, that could be your SMA, your EMA. The rules kind of apply the same in general. On to the next.
Sorry.
So if we look at this trader uses the 10-day EMA to notice trend. The trader buys when the candles are above the EMA line and sells when they go below. Notice, though, that some fake outs have occurred, so this is not 100% foolproof. Nothing is. So if you've been attending our classes, you know that I say, I used to work for a bank. When I started here doing this, I wanted to know, everyone's like, well, if it does this, it could do that. If it does that, it could do that. I'm like, no. I'm a black and white person. I managed a bank. I want to know if it does this, it is going to for sure do this. If it does that, is for sure. Like, that's how I was. But nothing is 100% in technical analysis. Nothing. But if you learn it, you have a lot more probability of being successful. So, and everyone finds their own, thing that they like. I have EMAs that I'm set on. I had some that I use that I don't use anymore, and I'm trying some new ones. I'm actually trying some ones that they mentioned in the book. So they mentioned in the book the 10, the 12, and the 26. So I added those, and I'm going to be trying those. But as you can see, when it is, like, if you look at the top corner on the left, it comes below the 10-day EMA, and you see the red candle. So then they're like, okay, it's below it now, and they bought it, and it dropped, right? And then it went to go above it, so they would sell. They would buy puts, and then they would sell their puts, right? And then if you look right over here at the end, you see how it's below it, which normally they would say if it's below it, then to do the opposite, but it was kind of a fake out, right? On to the next. The golden cross. And so this is what is interesting, and this is what I've been back testing. So the golden cross can be used with different periods, but is usually, and when we say periods, we mean EMAs. It's different time frames, candlestick periods, what have you. So when we say periods, we mean EMAs. Can be used with different periods, but is usually used with the 50 and 200 MA. Short-term traders may use the 12 and 26, for example. The theory is that when the lines cross, it signals a turnaround and a new phase is initiated. So here's what's interesting on the golden cross. Like it says, it could be used. The most common is the 200 and the 50, but it could be used for the 12 and 26, the 113 and the 200, the 10 and 11. There's multiple. You just look into it and research. Now, what's interesting is, and I learned this in the beginning, when certain EMAs cross, then yes, there's going to be a big movement coming, right? But there was never a know of which movement it was. We just knew a big movement was coming, right? So what I've learned on SPY is with the 113 and the 200, it alternates. There's no which way is it going to go. We know because it alternates. Say the last time it went down, so the next time they cross, it'll go up. The next time down, the next time up, etc. Right? But you also have to use other confluence. And here's the only thing that there is not a set on it. how often it will cross, and then the range, the dollar amount range that it will move. I've gathered from the input I've done, from the information I've gathered, that it's like an average of $5 to $9 that it will move once they cross. But if it crosses a whole bunch during the day, you can also consolidate. There was one day that I was completely thrown off because that sucker crossed 4 times in the day. It just stayed in a consolidation range. So it crossed and it barely moved up. Then it crossed again and barely moved down, et cetera, et cetera. It still followed its trend. Cross once, go up, cross again, down, up, same like that. It still followed its trend, but barely. And then on the last one is when it had its bigger movement, right? So that's when you also have to use other confluence. And if you've been attending the classes, confluence means other technical analysis that is telling you the same thing as one indicator. So you have multiple indicators suggesting that we're either going to go up or go down. So if you look right here, we have the golden cross, where the 200 and the 50, and then you see that it was on an uptrend, right? And then they cross and it starts going on a downtrend. You could have looked at it that way. I don't know what time frame it is, but it could be a bigger one. Or you could see that it's going on a downtrend, they cross, and then it starts on an uptrend. So depending on if you're a day trader or a swing trader, that may not be necessarily be for you to exit or enter. It just depends. Like on this example, that would be for you, if you're a day trader, that would be for you to enter calls, right? Because it was on a downtrend, it crossed, and then you see it started on that uptrend. Okay, next page.
Yeah.
So the distance from the MA gives us 2 important clues. Price has moved far from the MA, meaning the trend is really strong for now, right? And I'll cover that in my SPY example. It's time to be very careful since the trend probably not going to be sustainable. A new trend may start very quick if it breaks below the MA again. So, like we talk about support and resistance, it may come up really quick to an indicator, to an EMA, but then be rejected off and have a hard trend down. So that's why getting to know 1 or 2 specific tickers, how they work, how they move, their personality can really, really help you on this. You have general rules for MAs, but then you also have like SPY rules for MAs or Apple rules for MAs. They're going to react differently to different EMAs. You can use your general and then you can learn that one ticker and really dive in and I know what this sucker's going to do, right? But again, nothing is 100%. Next week.
Yeah, I just want to add that this was an extreme example with Bed Bath and Beyond, but you see how it shot straight up and then bam, down again. But this one was really extreme.
Okay. So the 12 EMA, which is the blue line, the 26, which is the red. The further the MAs are apart, the stronger the trend. Traders usually wait until the lines cross before they get in a trade. So I know, like, something I say in my head, sometimes out loud. And once the EMAs cross, I'm like, go ahead, open up wide, push them out. Because when they cross and the line, the EMAs start opening wide, they're pushing that price up or down, whichever way it went. So the wider they open, the further they're pushing it, the bigger the play is going to be, right? And then once they get small and start coming in, now be careful because you can be tricked. The last cross we had on SPY was a downtrend, and it went on the downtrend, right? And then the 2 EMAs came really, really close to each other, but never crossed, and then continued its downtrend. So you have to really be careful and not go, oh, they're close, I'm jumping in right now. No. What do we always say? Wait for confirmation, right? But when those EMAs start opening up after they cross, that's good. That means it's really pushing it in that one direction or the other. Next.
Yep.
Okay. So quickly, the Canadian. When I found out my little trick of the spy for the 113 and the 200, I was doing it manually. I was scrolling back through everything, writing down notes. Yeah, it was a big pain in the butt. I did not know, but now I know. And so that y'all don't have to go through the same thing I went through, I had him screenshot and show you. So if you look, the first screenshot, if you are playing a ticker and you notice that, hey, I think this happens when these cross, and that works really good with this specific ticker. So you can actually go into Trading View and you'll go on the bottom where it says strategy tester, and then next page. And then you will look for, you'll see it says indicators, metrics, strategies. You'll look for the ones that have that certain symbol. That means it's editable. So these are back testing that people have done before, right? But it's editable. So you can go in, open it up. So say they tested the 12 and 26, right? You can change it to test the 113 and the 200. And so it'll just automatically pull up all of that information for you. And I went and did it manually. So I'm trying to save y'all from the work that I did. And if you look over to the right, it sees where you can change it, and even the time frame and everything. So yes, you're welcome ahead of time. You don't have
Yeah,
to manually look. It can be done. All the work, give you all the averages, all everything right there for you.
yeah, and the averages are, to my knowledge, every broker has them. I mean, it's so basic. Even if you are on the Webull app, for example, I'm looking at it now. You can put in the MA steer too. So if you don't find it on your broker, please DM us and we will help you. Because every broker I ran into over the last 10 years have the MAs.
Yes. Well, this is the back testing for it. If you
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
can you do me a favor? Can you pull up Friday 5 minute for spy?
Sure. Give me 1 minute. I'm gonna stop the stream just for a second.
So while he does that, anybody have any questions on what we've covered so far? You can speak or you can ask in chat. If
Hey there, it's Crystal here. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing good. I came in a little bit late, but regarding what you were just showing, is there like an equivalent in Thinkorswim, or is this just on TradingView?
So this is just for I'm sure your swim has something like that. I can ask around and see who all uses who all uses TOS, and see if they know how to do it. Because
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I spent hours, pages of notes going back and just looking and writing it all down. When I could have went to that thing and just typed in my EMAs and it would have given me all the information. So yeah. But I am making a note of that right now to
Yeah, I
see.
see Rookie typing in chat that it's possible on Thinkorswim.
No, she says TOS has moving averages. She wants to know about the back testing.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah. So I'll ask someone who uses TOS and see if it has the back testing. You're good, Rookie.
Okay, thank you.
I saw a question from Ty. If it crosses, do you wait for one candle to complete before you enter? So it's always good to use Confluence when you are entering a trade, and for confirmation, always. I don't always do that because, well, I know SPY. Although Friday, I actually literally waited for confirmation for things so that I could show y'all this example. And I played it very safe. I didn't do my normal I know SPY kind of way. But Ty, you definitely want to wait, for extra confirmation or extra confluence. Because remember, they can trick us, right? Was there any other questions?
Do you want any averages on the SPY chart?
No, I just want the 5 minute.
Okay, coming up. Let's see. This should be it, right? Want me to?
5 minute for Friday.
Yep.
Okay. So y'all can look on there. I'm gonna be looking at my screen. All right. So
Everybody hates that I use the white background, but yeah, that's just me.
okay. So this is why I say it's good to get to know one ticker, because then you'll know its movements and why it's gonna do certain things, right? So I knew going into Friday that bulls, yes, we may have started in a downtrend, but I knew bulls weren't ready to go ahead and hit that 400, right? To me, SPY likes by fives, 400, 405, 410, etc. But what are you going to do? Your line, if you're playing football, you're going to have multiple people protecting the quarterback, right? So bulls aren't going to start fighting back at 401 if they don't want to give up 400, right? They're going to start at like the smartest thing would be that 403, 404. Okay. And so I had an idea that SPY really wouldn't drop below 404. I knew bears weren't ready for us to go back to 410. And based off of some of the price action, based off the 200 EMA at the beginning of the day, the 200 EMA at the beginning of the day was at 407.20, I believe. Let me see. It was at 407.70 it was at the beginning of the day. And so I was like, okay, I think that's going to be our top for the day, right? Then I thought to myself, so many people are bearish right now. And what do market makers like to do? What do the 1% like to do? Somebody has to lose in this game, right? So they want retail to be the ones to lose. Everybody was thinking bearish because we had that big drop. So I had a feeling that we would start off bearish, we would go down, right? And then there would be some big fly the other way to bust stop losses, to throw off, et cetera, et cetera. So we had that first green candle, and then of course we started going down. Now, I like to get in right on the right candle. This one I did mess up. I got in a candle early. I got in on that third candle. At the very beginning of the day, that third red candle I got in on. I should have gotten in on the fourth because I told myself when it gets close to 400, I'm going to jump in, right? I think it touched like 404, and often I'm off by 50 cents to a dollar. So I think it touched like 404 point something high up. And I was like, oh crap, am I going to be late? And I jumped in. I should have stuck to my plan and waited for it to get to 404 because it went to, at that first time, it went to, before we headed back up, it went to 404.18. So I jumped in one candle early, right? So I jump in for calls. So we start going up. I see that, and you won't be able to see it on there, but the last time that the 113 and the 200 cross, it was a downward trend. That means the next time they cross is going to be an upward trend. So they came together again later on and they got really close, but they never crossed. So we continued our downward trend. So I'm like, okay, we're still on our downward trend. And I look at the 113 and the 200 thing. It would have been helpful if you had the 113 and 200 on. Can you turn those on?
I don't use this. I have my algo, but I'm trying here.
Okay.
Gray.
So
I'm trying, sorry.
Yeah, we can show y'all a screenshot after and you'll kind of get an idea. So I got in at that third red candle bottom. And then, of course, 2 candles later, we started shooting up. Now, once you're able to see it, you'll see we were really close to the 200 EMA. But I knew the 113 and the 200 were still wide open. And remember what we say, when they cross or when they come close together and open up again, the wider open they are, the further they're pushing it in that one direction or the other, right? So I had a feeling that this isn't going to be a consistent uptrend, right? Where we're going to be knocked back down because the 113 and the 200 are still wide open. Did someone put their camera on?
What?
We lost your stream, Kron.
Okay, fixed. Sweden is hacked today. I don't know if that's the reason, but
Oh, wow,
we
really?
are under a huge hacker attack from Sudan. Avanza, our main broker, is hacked, and others.
Interesting. Okay. We'll make sure.
Okay, it's back. Sorry.
All right. So you see it start going in that upward trend, right? After those 4 red candles starts going in an upward trend. That first red candle, and if you've been attending classes, you know that big long wicks like that mean rejection, hard rejection. So I was like, okay, I'm right. You know, this 113 and 200, they're wide open. Okay. We had a hard rejection right there. So I'm like, I know we're going to go back down. So I'll be taking my profit soon. Well, I waited a little bit. And then we had a small red candle and another big green candle. And then we went up again for a rejection. This time we got closer to the 200. So I'm like, okay, I want to maximize my gains. So I think we're going to have one more attempt candle and we're going to barely touch that 200. We did not. I was wrong. Okay. That's why you should always, that's something I'm struggling on. I am a perfectionist and I want to get every single candle right to the T. That second rejection, I should have just gone out and taken my gains. But I know SPY, I know how she reacts. Okay. So we shot down. All right. I start going negative. I'm like, okay, what am I going to do here? Let me sit and watch and wait because I know my baby. I know what she's going to do. So we go down. We rejected off the 200 like I knew we were going to be. I should have just taken my profit sooner, not waited for one more rejection candle. If I had, that would have been just like a damn near perfect play. And we go down and then we start on our price waves. And SPY loves her price waves. That will be your classic day when you see SPY with her price waves. That's when she's easiest to read, really. So she started on her price waves. We went down, we went up, we went down, we went up. So we go down, we go up, we go down again. And when we start going up again, right? SPY also loves her dojis. So right there on the very top of that next wave, there's a green doji. And that was my first sign to go, SPY loves her dojis. I think maybe something's coming up, right? Because what I also had in the back of my mind was Friday fuckery. And they are not going to just let it go down all day long and let the bears just take their money. They're not going to make it that easy, period. So I was like, okay, good. Because at first I was thinking, okay, let me wait for a price wave to go to the top. I'll sell with a smaller loss. But when I saw that, I was like, oh, no. There's something coming, right? So I see that small green doji, and then we have a big red candle down. I'm like, okay. And then we don't finish that price wave. If you look at all 3 of those price waves that touched, we never broke 400. Never. So that was another thing of saying, okay, I'm right on the 400. These suckers can't take the 400. So then we come down on the price wave, but it doesn't finish. It doesn't go close to the 400 like the other ones did. And then what do we have? Another doji. And I was like, oh, the wind is fixing to change, baby. I'm right. So we start going back up. I was a good girl and I waited. I should have entered what I normally would have done is entered on that green doji right after the big red candle drop. But I waited. I was like, man, this has been like an ideal day. I can show this as an example. So I waited to see. And then if you look, we kind of get to the tip of what would be a wave again, right? See if it was a fake out, one red candle, and then we start going up. So then on that bigger red candle, I jumped in. Not the really big one, but let's see, before, and then got the red, and then oh, I can't see on your screen. I'm gonna snapshot my screen and show. Yeah, I'm gonna have to snapshot my screen and show. I don't know what yours is. We're gonna go up on the doji on top. Yours looks different. I'll snap my screen and send it to y'all, but you have an idea right there what it's showing. So we start going up, and I wait for that one candle, the tip of the price wave. It starts like it's gonna go down again, but we go up. It's just one green candle, so I wait. And then the next one is a bigger green candle. That's when I entered, right? And then we have another doji. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely on the right track. And then bam, 2 candles later, we shoot up and start going up. And I knew it. And I was able to sell and profit. Now, what I did do, average down. I was already in the calls. I should have averaged down on that one small green doji on that price wave that didn't finish. But I waited for that one more bigger green candle, and I bought more calls and I averaged down. Okay. And then sure enough, 2 candles later, we shot up and we went up. And I think our high of the day was 407.51. And I had averaged our high of the day based off the 200 EMA that our high of the day would be 407.70. Now, once we started going up, I see that we were coming up on the 200. And in the beginning of the day, our 200 and our 113 were wide open, right? So, of course, it's pushing the price down. It's pushing it in the direction that it had been going from the last time it crossed. So now that they're starting to get closer to each other, and that's another thing that made me hold all day, is because I saw that 200 and that 113 getting closer and closer to the price. So when we started in the beginning of the day, those EMAs were way farther up from the price. As the day went on, that 113 and 200 and we're coming down and we're closer to the price that we were at. And I was like, oh yeah, we're fixing to be sucked back up by the 113 and the 200. The EMAs are getting closer together. They're getting closer to the price range. The price waves, we're never able to break that 400. The price waves are getting smaller. That one price wave didn't finish. The dojis, Spy loves her dojis. You see what I'm saying? All these things you're not going to know unless you watch a ticker every day, all day for months. But now I can play Spy and be very successful because I know it, because I watch it. And I could send y'all a screenshot of all my notes. But it's not going to do you any good unless you watch it in real time and you figure these things out for yourself. That is honestly, really and truly the way you're going to be successful. Yes, I'll hand out pointers and it does this and it does that, but you really have to watch it, do it yourself to really, truly understand it. I know it sounds stupid, but it's a relationship with the ticker. Like I talk to Spy. I'm like, oh baby, come on, open those EMAs up wide, let it spread apart. I know what you're doing. It's like you get to know it and you get to know its movements and its personality, and that's going to be one of the best ways that you can be people. Even like pro traders been trading for years. They'll say you can get just 1 or 2 tickers, learn it, and that could be your bread and butter. You can live off of that. So I really, really highly suggest that. And I hope y'all see how the EMAs played a big part in my decisions on Friday. That's how I knew what the high of the day was going to be. That's how I knew we were going to push down further. That's how I knew we were going to go back up again and be sucked in. When we stopped was at the 113 because they haven't quite come close enough yet for us to take the 113. And what did we do? We ended right in the middle of the 113 and the 200. So knowing these EMAs, finding the right ones for you, and everybody's like, you use the 113? What? I've never heard of anybody using the 113. 213 Angel used to be a mentor of mine, and he's the one that told me to use the 113. However, he did not notice what I noticed, what the 113 and the 200 did. So when I was able to go back to my mentor and go, look what I found, haha. That's like the best thing. That's the best feeling. He was so proud of me for finding that. But you never know what's going to work what way. So you really just have to try things out, and you really, really, really have to watch and take notes. I have a whole spiral, which I can't find. I'm looking for it, full of so many notes from Spy in the beginning. It's just really, really super imperative that you build a relationship with, one or two tickers, and don't necessarily try to be all over the place. Spy is my thing. That's how I make my money, and I'm successful at it. And I know her, and I know her personality. And a big part of it is EMAs. That is a big part of my success with Spy. Price action, volume, and EMAs. That's how I do it. Just knowing her candles and her movements. And I will screenshot it myself with my EMAs and put it in chat for y'all. Does anybody have any questions? Because I know everybody has hit me up in the DMs about that. And so here was a perfect time. Does anybody have any questions about what I covered?
Do you guys do replays or save them? I don't think I've seen it in there, but just curious if you do.
I'm going to screenshot my screen and send it for y'all to see. And I'll put arrows and everything on everything I was talking about.
Okay, thank you.
Kron doesn't use EMAs, so that was kind of for him to post
Yeah, I
the screen.
use them, but they look kind of funny. I can show how my chart looks with EMAs. Just for
Screenshot
fun.
mine and send it out after, so everybody can see
Yeah.
what I was talking about. Any other questions on it? And then also this class is recorded, so I know I covered a lot. So if you want to once you have the screenshot of the chart, if you want to come back and kind of listen to what I say and look along with it, you can. We're gonna post the recording.
As you see, I just posted. It looks a bit confusing because they are
Oh yeah, yours.
gathering waves.
Yeah, I don't like yours. You see how everybody's different? Everybody has their ways. But the chart is telling you a story, right? And you want to use the indicators that are going to help your brain to understand what that story is telling you, what it's saying. And everybody's brain is different. Kron, he loves RSI. I hate RSI. To me, volume tells me the same damn thing. You see how his EMAs look? And to be honest, he doesn't really use EMAs. But when he does, they look like that. I would not use EMAs that look like that. Everyone's brain is different. And that means there's going to be some that you use some of the same things and some that you use different. It's whatever helps your brain digest and understand the story that chart is telling you. Any questions before we go on to the quiz? No, I still don't like your EMAs. I'll screenshot my screen and show. Okay, so quiz time. I'm sorry about that. Y'all were supposed to be able to follow along and see, but technical difficulties are the best. We seem to be having a lot today. The quiz, if you're new, you can only answer the quizzes in the text chat. You cannot voice answer them because we have a lot of members that don't feel comfortable speaking. And so to make it fair, we just put it in the answers in the text board. So make sure y'all pull up the text board right now for the class. I will read the question out loud, and then I will post the question. You are more than welcome to put the answer whenever you want. When I start reading it, when I'm done reading it, when I post the question, whatever. The one who gets the question right first, so the first one to answer right, will get the point for that one. And then remember, each quarter, the one with the most quiz wins will get a prize, a cash prize. And so right now we have a tie for the leaders. It's Trading Apprentice and UK Rob, actually. So y'all better not let UK Rob take this one. All right, y'all ready to go?
Yay.
All right, our first question. MA14 shows the average price over the last 14 blank. Rookie got it. Candles. Yep. Y'all are hilarious. Our newer people to class, y'all join in on the chat. All these questions are based of the pages from the homework. So as long as y'all read the pages from the homework, and then we even make it easier, and a lot of the answers are in the PowerPoint. So it could be easy to win. All right. Next question. Let's see if I don't mess up the order of the questions this time. What is the main difference between SMA and EMA? Now, just give me a general answer.
Yep.
Crystal, speed. Yep, that's one of them. So I'll read it. EMA gives you more weight to the last candlestick and therefore moves faster than SMA. The SMA weighs all candlesticks equally. So correct, Crystal. Good job. Look, this is her first class. She's like, I'm in it to win it. Don't play with me. Okay. Next question. What is a golden cross? Cross of 50 plus 200. Yep, UK gets it. Because remember, it doesn't matter which EMA it is or SMA, they just have to cross, right? So UK Rob got that one. A cross that's golden, negative. Okay, on to number 4. Why is the golden cross important? Sets trend. I'll take that. Yep, I'll take what Ty said. Because it's possible turnaround since the current prices fall below long term. It sets a new trend. It could possibly set a new trend. Correct. So Ty gets the point for that one. But all of y'all are getting the answers. It's just whoever's quickest. Yay. All right. Boo. All right, on to the next one. Number 5. MAs can also be used as a blank tool. Support and resistance. Rookie got it. Rookie got it. Support and resistance. Yep. Support, Milton, you got it right. Yep. Well, Rookie got it out there first. Nice. Rookie isn't Rookie. No, she's not. That girl don't play. All right. Number 6. Try not to post in the wrong order because I do that every class. All right. Y'all ready? If price is supported at a MA and can also be used as a re-entry in an upward trend, this is called what?
And we didn't take this in class. It's just in the book.
Yep. So who read?
Salim is typing, but yeah, right.
Buy signal, yes, but there's something specific it's called. My dog ate my homework.
Mm-hmm.
I have to throw one hard one in there every once in a while. This is that curveball.
That
It
starts.
starts
It
with a
does, right?
P, and it's technically like 2 words. Pullback trading. Bam.
Oh
UK
yeah.
Rob. Yep. Good job. Okay. The next one. There's 2 more questions. That's what I was gonna say. Okay. You ready? The distance between the price and the MA indicates the strength of the what? Trend. Rookie got it. Yep. Damn it. This is the last one, y'all. Last one. Who's in the lead?
Okay.
Rookie has 3. UK Rob, you have 2. If you can get this one, we can do you'll each get an award.
I want a duel.
You wanna do it? Okay, we'll see.
Yeah.
But UK Rob's gotta get this one.
Yep.
He's got to. All right. Which 2 MAs are the basis of the MACD indicator? It's in the book.
Yeah. Tough one.
12 and 26, Rookie got it. Yep. The 12 and 26 are the basis of the MACD indicator, which we will be covering. Crystal said what book? So I post the pre-homework pages under homework syllabus every week. We're reading a book technically. We base our classes and our PowerPoint off the pages in the book. And I highlight, put notes. That's a good way to, give you wink, wink of what the questions may be about. And I put those in there each week for y'all to read. So you can read them before class and then be ready during class. And then the quiz is based off of those. And if you want to buy the book, a picture of it is screenshot in homework section. But if you want like a digital of it, you can DM Cron and he can give you the digital version. Yay, I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. All right, did we have any questions? Good job, rookie girl. I love it. My pleasure, my pleasure. Any questions before we end it up? And I will make sure and get that screenshot with arrows and all that fun stuff showing. Great day, 12 and 26. Oh, before we go, also, this evening, Stonk, are y'all having the DD for Dummies this evening? Loki?
Yes, we are.
Nice. Okay, so tonight, if you're a Twitter person, Stonk Vision and Loki actually host DD for Dummies every Sunday. And some of you know, some of you don't know. And I love telling this story because they're so awesome. So my very first time, I used to work for a bank, right? I was an AMC ape. And that's how I met Stonk Vision and Loki. And they were doing DD for Dummies, and it just teaches you, about the market, sometimes technical analysis, sometimes, due diligence. It just teaches you all kinds of stuff you need to know if you're going to be in the market, right? But it's like bare basics, for new people to learn because things can be so complicated. And I happened to end up, speaking on a, subject, just running my mouth in there one day, and they came to me and they're like, oh man, so you need to be a guest speaker and teach with us one day. And I was like, okay. And so Song Vision and Loki, due to them, they were the very, very, very first time I ever taught online. about the market, the very first time ever. And that was such a huge, pivotal point in my life because I ended up quitting the bank. I trade full time and I teach online every day now about the stock market. So, I mean, they have so much to do with like my total career change. I am forever grateful for them. I learned right then and there how amazing it could be to reach people all over the world and the connections you can make and help build each other up. So I'm forever grateful to Stunk Vision and Loki. So at 7 Central, 8 Eastern, I will post the link in chat. They will have DD for Dummies. Please come and join us. I am there every Sunday. My alarms literally consist of Stunk Vision and Apes for Change Twitter calls. So please join us.
Yeah, today we're going to be going over
Yes.
stock splits and reverse splits and all that other good jazz.
Holy shit, I need to know. Oh, dang it, we're recording classes. I shouldn't be cursing. I need to know about that. I don't know about that.
A lot of people are getting it way wrong. So I'm like, well, it looks like it's time for some DD for Dummies.
Oh, nice. Because I be hearing people talk about it, and I know just a little bit of it, but I really, oh yeah. I'm there. I'm always there, but I'm definitely there.
Sorry, I think I finally got a picture of the EMAs in chat. It took a while.
Very nice. Perfect. I will screenshot that. And the 113 is the red, and I guess that looks like orange is the 200. I will screenshot this and show arrows of every place I was talking about and send it out in chat for y'all. But now you kind of see where I was talking about how I rejected off the 200, the price waves, how it came back up and took the 200, how they were wide open in the beginning. They started getting smaller. The EMA started getting closer to the current price, where the EMA was at the beginning of the day. That's how I knew the high of the day. So, I mean, EMA's played such a big part and does play such a big part in me knowing what it's going to do. Any other questions before we go?
Yeah, next time we will be looking at, what is it? I don't have the book here.
So next class we will be covering, are we doing the RSI again? Because we've already done it once. Are we gonna go ahead and do it again?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so next class will be the RSI and the scholastic indicator.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, y'all have a good rest of your Sunday. Thank y'all so much for coming. Hopefully we see you on DD for Dummies tonight. Loki and Stunk Vision teach it. It's where I got my very first start, and because of them, I'm here to teach y'all today. So love Stunk Vision and Loki. All right, y'all have a great day.
Love you. Yes,
Bye-bye.
thank you. Thank you for the class. Love you. See you guys later. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.